Good morning from Panhandle Outdoors, America's only daily outdoor TV show. Your source for fishing, hunting, and information for folks who enjoy the great outdoors. Now sit back, relax. It's Panhandle Outdoors.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to Panhandle Outdoors. I'm Winston Chester, and I'm glad you're here this morning. We have a special guest here in the studio, but first, let's take a look at today's outdoor weather. We're looking at a pretty good day today. Our weather brought to us by Gulf Coast Air Conditioning, Drew Pollard and his hard-working crew. Taking care of our everyday comfort needs. Comfort, 83 today. That's high. The low is going to be 71. The water temperature at the end of the pier this morning, just like yesterday, 81 degrees. That's a very warm streak that has come through. It's going to be bringing some fish in. So if you get a chance to get out to the pier and do some fishing the next couple of days, we're going to have that warm current out there. Take a look at our river reading brought to us by Panama City, Coca-Cola. Looking at the Apalachicola is in good shape. This morning is reading it right at 6 foot 8, okay? And the Choctawhatchee Caribou, it's looking at 4.8 this morning. So both of them are looking in good shape. Our tide chart brought to us by Kent Forest Lawn. Well, today's a decent tide. It's coming in, but we've got a strong outgoing tide today. The low tide, high tide is going to be this morning 8:39, low 6:27. So it's going to get high, but it's going to have a sharp drop from about the middle of the morning till this afternoon. Now, the next 3 days, really good strong tides. If you set up your fishing trip, take a look at this chart and go with that. Our wind direction will be coming west-northwest at about 11. And we're sort of in this summer pattern of these afternoon, morning storms just coming through, and it can get real intense. That wind can kick. I watched it last couple of days. It can really kick in fast. So be aware of these thunderstorms this time of year, these spring storms. All right, we're going to take a break and come right back with our guest. Okay, welcome back and welcome to our guest this morning, Miss Tracy Newdecker. Welcome to the show.
Hey there.
Glad to have her. Now, you see her dressed apart. You see what she's ready to go, ready to do some outdoor stuff. And tell us what's going on. What brings you here this morning?
This weekend, we have the 26th annual Blessing of the Fleet. 26
years you've been doing it.
26
Blessing of the
years.
Fleet. I've got it up here on the screen. This is just to give you an idea right here. The Blessing of the Fleet. Fish fry. We'll talk about burning the socks later, but you can see right here. It's going to be from the fish fry from 10 to 3. I was surprised last, but anyway, this is what it's about, and so here it is right here. The St. Andrews. It's going to be the St. Andrews Marina. The Blessing of, and the top left-hand corner, free. It's going to be free. All right. So tell us all about it. We got it. Okay.
You got to buy your fish plate.
Well, the food is not free, okay, but you can go down there and watch it. Yeah, definitely, you got to buy your
Lots
fish.
of good entertainment and.
So tell us how it's going to be set up.
And well, basically we take up the street from Bayview from Alice's Restaurant, which they are very, very helpful with everything that we do also. And then all the way down to close to Uncle Ernie's, just not blocking the front. We were out on the pier forever, and between 40-mile-an-hour winds and occasional, typhoon, now this year we moved it to May. Every year we started doing May. Yeah. Now it's much better, and it's up. We had to go up to the street on Bayview because they're redoing the dock from the hurricane and everything still. Yeah. And now we found out we like it. And then it also is good with St. Andrews Market, and people all just start to mingle, and it just became one big. Got a lot of vendors this year. Last year we had vendors. This year it's gotten really good, and there's a few more things to eat besides fish.
Yeah, you're talking about some barbecue you may be having, or do you know? No. What else?
Well, so we have vendors with things to buy.
Okay.
Custom furniture, different things like that, all spread out on the street. We have. Let me say with the food, we try not to compete with our fish. But we know everybody doesn't necessarily eat fish. Bad you. Anyway.
I don't know why.
I don't either. I just don't understand that. And it's raw. It don't matter. So they basically set up and they'll do shaved ice, snowballs. We got a local lady coming with turkey legs.
Okay.
Got some things. But as far as the fish goes, you tell the sponsors yet? Abrams cooks for us. Professional cooking. We used to do it ourselves. After a bunch of, everybody's trying to do it and put the fish in, we got somebody there that knows how to cook it now. And
been there, done that.
Yeah, and then Rudy's Barbecue, brand new out on the beach.
Okay.
Out out Back Beach.
Okay.
You know, the Parkway.
They'll be there also.
They are coming with. They'll have their nice tent. It's all included, $10 a plate. They do the baked beans, and they don't make regular baked beans. They got special baked beans and coleslaw and all the fixings. And you come there and you pay $10 a plate. There's places to get tickets now, or you just get them when you get there.
Okay.
And but they are sponsoring all the coleslaw, all the baked beans. Before we had to buy a lot and do everything, they are coming with everything.
How great is that?
At no cost.
To get that community support. You
No
know,
cost
I love y'all have it in St. Andrew, which is sort of like ground zero when the first sailing boats came in and when people first started settling in there, the settlers in the 1800s, they were right there, right where y'all going to be. And that's what's so cool about that heritage and all, and it's still the blessing of the fleet. That's
Yes,
so cool.
in Panama City, all the folks down at the Quality of Life, I think I'm saying that right,
Yeah,
Quality of Life,
yes.
they have really stepped up and just makes, when we had a meeting yesterday, make sure everything is perfect.
Yeah.
The flow's good, they help us and we help them, and they provide some officers and nice, just everything for us.
Well, that's going to be, I know it's going to be a lot of fun. And it starts at what time? The food will be?
Well, I'll be there about before 7 and getting all the vendors coming in. I know a lot of these folks because we do the Emerald Coast Christmas Bazaar also in November. So we know a lot of people, a lot of regulars. They'll start setting up about 8:30. People start coming out and wandering around. Then about 9, the vendors are all talking to people and selling stuff. Then we get the fish up and running, start cooking about 10. Start just doing plate after plate after plate, lots of good volunteers.
Okay.
And then somewhere around 2:30 or 3, we start wrapping everything up. And we run out of stuff, hopefully, every time. We start running out of stuff. And then the vendors stay till 4 or 5 o'clock a lot of times. Last year, it was hard to get rid of them. Everybody had a good time.
And the actual, like a little boat parade, what would that be going on? Or just
Yes. Did you...
Yeah, I'll get it set up.
You'll show that next time or something. Before they used to parade, the boats would come around and parade in front of at the very end of the pier.
Okay.
And so now, because we're up against now since we're up against, that's kind of a working plan there for everybody
This
involved.
is St. Andrew Marina. The north is top of the page, and you can see that's the vendor row is Bayview Avenue.
It's where everything, fish, we perform. We'll talk a little bit more about the ceremonies in a little bit, not to confuse, but that whole street is where everything is, and about the center where it says band and cooking and all of that's there. That's the middle, and
right
by 11th Street right there and all that. Yeah.
Okay, and then we're going to talk about the cast iron tub. We're going to talk
the
about
socks.
Let's go ahead and we'll take our break, and we'll come back and talk about that cast iron tub while we have it here. So let's take a break, and we'll be right back with Tracy. Okay, welcome back. What a joyful day today because we're doing something as a big fundraiser for such a great cause. And before we get into that any further, but we're here with Tracy Niedecker, who is an ambassador for this blessing of the fleet and all. She comes on every year.
I'm the only one that get up early.
She always has this energy and all. So love having her on. Let's finish real quick. I'm going to go to this drawing one more time. And I didn't know this. Okay, when you're coming in your boat, if you have your boat, you don't have to come through just one time. You can come back a couple of times, you said?
Yeah, it's like a boat parade. And like I said, it used to be out on the end of the pier. So now you're going to go on the, that would be the west side.
Yeah.
Right? And the west side of that's right?
Yeah.
Okay. And you come in to the right, go around, make your circle. People came a lot of times and just, they'll just be part of the activities. They bring their boats by and some of them, decorated, some of them not. Just depends.
Okay, oops. Tell us about, I want to get back to this cast iron tub. Tell us about the cast iron tub. What's the purpose?
That is the burning of the socks.
The burning of the socks. Okay, now before we get back to we're going to talk about, they're going to do it right there, and the actual blessing of the fleet will be technically around noontime, give or take.
Something like that. Just we have somewhere in the middle of from 2 to 10 that is the middle, and we actually have the wreath and. If you go back to the burning of the socks, basically what happens with that, they have out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah.
So the fishermen come back, and at the end of the season, Everybody asks me, have they been washed? I don't know. But anyway, I don't know if the socks are washed.
Just bring socks. Don't bring, everything else.
And they throw it in and burn them, and then they put on new ones for the year, and it blesses their catch.
I was doing some research last night. I love always doing my homework before the next morning show. And I was thinking about the blessing of the socks. You know, it goes way back to maritime history and all. But actually, it only goes back to like 1977. There's a history of the blessing of the socks. I got to thinking back in those days, they had on sandals. They didn't have socks way back in maritime history. So, you know, look it up. It's interesting history up in the New England area, how they started burning socks and all. So good luck and all. So that's going to be great. Another picture here real quick. This is just right here on Bayview Avenue. This is where the vendors will be, all along Bayview Avenue, correct? That's where.
And the street's roped off, so there's no cars. And it comes through. And
all right, so now we're going to talk about. I want to talk about. Well, we'll get that big bass. We're going to show the big bass in a minute. This fundraiser goes to. Okay, right here, Second Chance. Tell us. We got it right here, Second Chance of Northwest Florida. Tell us a little bit about Second Chance.
Second Chance has been around since the late '80s. And we basically have a center down on 11th Street, the old A.D. Harris. We're in the back of the school. And by the way, in June, we're having a massive yard sale.
Okay.
One that takes up a whole building almost.
Let us know about that.
We'll tell you about that. Forgot almost. Okay. So basically, we're not a medical facility. We are a place that where our members can come Monday through Friday. They can have breakfast and lunch. It's a place to go. So if you were to have a spouse or a grown child, everybody's over 18 and everybody's capable of walking around and doing, you know, they're not, it's not a medical facility.
That's right. Dogs have had a brain injury somewhere along the line. And
it's rehabilitation.
It's a rehab.
And cognitive skills again.
Yes.
So they can come in and they can get, it's like going to, like you just have friends. They have friends, and they cook and clean and garden, and they'll be dancing at the Blessing of the Fleet. They have choreography, and we have music directors. We're always looking for lots of volunteers. If you have a specialty of anything, we need you. Even if it's just to read, or if it's anything like that, sewing, reading. So we have foosball and pool down there, and they learn all kinds of different skills. So it's a wonderful, wonderful place, and it costs $50 a month, and if they can't pay, they pay nothing, and we're not government funded. We have grants,
not government funded.
A lot of local places help us, United Way, the Pilots Club, there's all kinds of different ones that help us. I know I'm not naming everybody. St. Joe, big, it really helps us, but we actually get out and fundraise, and we have to participate heavily in order to do that. We don't get any government funding.
I don't know, and we've been around these different fundraisers and all. I know some of these folks that with these brain injuries, and they try so hard and they're so happy and all. I love this attitude right here of the program director. It's not about giving them back their old life. It's about giving them the opportunity to create a new, even greater life than they had before. And you'll see that in some of the cases. So their mission is to restore hope and dignity and affect positively the quality of life of brain injury survivors, adults with cognitive disorders and their families, minimizing the effects and enabling each to function at the highest level in the community and in personal life. And that's really what it's all about. And that's what this fundraiser is for. Here's some of the working in the kitchen and all, doing different things, and just great. And you can just make a flat out donation to them, okay? Or then you can you become a volunteer. That's what you're talking about. Always having a volunteer time and all for Second Chance of Northwest Florida.
We need all we can get with that.
And that's the beauty of having this blessing of the fleet. The fundraising effort y'all have goes to such a worthwhile cause. So now you're going to say you're going to get there early, and you're going to you'll have a full day, won't you?
Oh yeah. You get a lot of help, and we get a lot of help.
I know you do. So if anybody wanted to help, how could they get a hold of y'all, or just go down there and show up or something if they want to help that day?
850-630-7085.
Okay.
And we'll say that again so in case you
get
your pen ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, 850-630-7085. You can call me and I'll call you back.
Now, okay, I'm interested in the square dancing. The square dancing, you know what time that's going to be?
They'll be down there most all the day.
Okay.
And we set aside, there's a couple of things coming. So the square dancing, they are going to be selling popcorn also.
Okay.
And all the benefit goes to Second Chance 100%. There's a lot of different things going on like that. We'll have a raffle down by Alice's to win some dinners and stuff like that. Some different 50-50, some things like that going on. Be sure you get up and down. It's not hard to go up and down that street and see everything. The vendors have some lovely things that you might want to take home, something, you buy and take it home. It'll help them out. They all the vendor fee that shows up, all the vendor fee goes to Second Chance 100%. There's no CEO payments around here. We don't have that.
You sort of said a lot right there, because so many of these organizations have such a heavy overload up top of people for the administrative costs. That money trickles down and don't get
just
there.
But
a little
bit of help.
It goes straight into it.
It does. It does.
That's awesome. That's awesome. We're going to take our final break. We'll be right back. Okay, welcome back for the last segment here of Panhandle Outdoors. We're so happy to have Tracy Newdecker and getting ready for the Blessing of the Fleet this weekend, and for the fundraiser, getting ready for a good time too. Will be had by all. Be a fun time. Let's take a look at our fishing game times right now. We're looking at brought to us by Blue Water Outriggers, 10:02 to 12:02 this morning, and 10:26 to 12:26 tonight. We have a fishing picture to show you, so I'm gonna let Tracy tell us about this young man showing up right here.
There's old Rodney Newdecker, the love of my life.
Yeah. So tell us what the relationship is.
He said, where's my food?
How big is that?
I think that's probably about a I'd have to guess 5-pounder maybe. It might be the angle, but he goes down, and we got a little house down in Howard Creek, and my husband takes him down, and they go together in the bass boat.
Awesome. Just
had his bass boat redone a few
how
years
young
ago.
is Rodney Newdecker right now?
He is probably, the whole town knows, but he's turning 90 in September.
Turning 90 in September.
90th birthday.
Still catching those big bass. I love it, Rodney.
He does a good job.
I'm happy for you, and that's probably why he's living so long, because he's still fishing, okay? Now, let's get back to the Blessing of the Fleet. I do want to let you know that is a maritime tradition. It goes back to events worldwide. It blesses those lost at sea, and it's also to pray for good fortune for the fishing fleet. So this is what it's all about. So that's in early maritime history, it was really, really a big deal, and folks just kept it going to honor those lost at sea, and again to bless this coming fishing season. So it's exciting. So
we work on it all year.
Do you really?
Pretty much. I mean,
wow.
Just making sure everything's lined up and everything goes as smoothly as possible. And it looks like the weather's going to participate.
It looks like it's going to be good and all.
It looks good.
So they can get their boat, come in and out of there, and you can also, the food's going to be great. It's
going to be food. Yeah. It's really good food. Last year we had grouper. I think that's what we're getting again. Yeah. Best I ever know, we have loads of portions, and they just cook and cook and cook it so it's hot. It comes right off. You can also get to-go orders, big stacks of to-go orders, and take that out. We have plenty of seating. We have tents so you can get out of the heat as much as possible. Some of the vendors that are coming also have turkey legs. They have shaved ice. We've got some sweets and different kind of cool desserts and lemonade and just all kind of stuff like that.
Well, this is not new to you, because y'all love the water too. You and your husband, y'all having just got a new fishing boat, or you're in the process of getting. Tell us about.
We let the Sea Ray, the pretty Sea Ray. She went to a new home, and because I wasn't allowed to fish out of it, white leather seats. So
it's hard to fish out of it.
And a lot to clean up afterwards, the whole boat. So we have the new Sea-Doo. If nobody's seen this, the new Sea-Doo Switch. And
that's more like a deck boat?
It's a big deck boat, pontoon type boat, but it's got tri-hulls on it, and you change the seats all kind of ways, and hook the fishing coolers on the side, and got the bimini, and it's just, in fact, Rodney caused that. Rodney caused it. Went out to see our Sea-Doo, pick up the new Sea-Doo, the regular Sea-Doo this year, and he said, "Ooh, that's some fine boat right there." And it wound up at our house about 3 weeks later.
Okay, I love that. So it's going to be real comfortable to fish out.
He can get in and out, and he can do all that good stuff, and he liked it, so we decided You know, we're not going offshore. That probably.
Well, that's good. What's your favorite kind of fishing? A little bit of all of it, or
I like
inshore,
it all,
offshore? You go offshore and inshore.
I caught a redfish that was a foot on both sides of my arms
Whoa.
last year. I put him back.
Yeah, that's good.
I put it back. But no, I like to fish with bass. I fish bass, but I'm a worm fisherman.
Oh yeah.
People make fun of me. Yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I catch some big ones on a worm. I'll outdo them.
Y'all go down to Howard Creek, or is that the area y'all go?
No, Scott takes him out on the boat in Howard Creek. That's a daddy son thing. Yes.
Oh, that's
that's
cool.
a good time for them. They go down and stay at our little house and come back, and sometimes they get real lucky.
So you have the houseboat down there?
Or no, a house down there.
You have a house
small house they built with. Actually, Rodney and his dad built that brand new years ago.
Years ago, how about that?
And,
that's cool.
Yeah, it's down a little dirt road, and fun.
I got to find him next time I go down there. I'll get your address after the show and all.
They've got all the spots picked out. They go Saws Creek.
Don't tell people about that place. There's no fishing there. A bunch of yellow flies and it's a bad
and alligators.
There are some alligators.
There's a bunch of them.
Big alligators. Okay, look, we got about a minute or two left. We're going to wrap things up as far as this weekend. Blessing of the Fleet. All the proceeds go to Second Chance. So
Second Chance in Northwest Florida. Please come down. Tell everybody. If you can't make it, put it on your Facebook. Go to Second Chance in Northwest Florida Facebook. Pull things off. To ask people to come down. The more support we get, this is our big. We have two big fundraisers, and this is one of two. I mean, major ones, but a lot of little ones. But come down and get your $10 a plate. You don't have to wait too long. We got people going as fast as they can.
Yeah, you're going to be there, right?
I'll be.
You're going to have your captain's hat on, so look her up
real
and
bossy, really bossy. I have to make sure everybody's running around. I got 6 hours of fame.
Why does that not surprise me? It takes somebody like you to run something like that.
You can't be around Rodney if you don't do that.
So give her a shout out. That's right. If you get down there, give her a shout out, and thank you for doing this. It's such a worthwhile cause.
Please come in. Something going on every minute. We've got speakers and the band and all the different things, and you can shop. You can actually shop there. Bring your pets.
It's a win-win.
All your nice pets on a leash, and we'd be more than happy to accommodate everybody.
Thank you so much, Tracy.
Thank you so much for having us.
Thank you for doing this.
Thanks.
Folks, appreciate y'all watching Panhandle Outdoors. We always appreciate the viewership. You do something good today for someone else. Enjoy the outdoors and take care of it. God bless.
Thanks for watching America's only daily outdoor TV show, Panhandle Outdoors with Winston Chester, featuring hunting, fishing, and other activities and information to help you enjoy the great outdoors. Join us next time for Panhandle Outdoors.